So the question that I want to ask you, are the words that are coming out of your mouth, are they powerful or are they powerless? Are they poison or are they potent? Are they passionate or passive? Just saying the word cancer is feared in over 12 languages. The most revered word in the world outside of your name is mother.
Welcome to the Mind Valley podcast. Today's guest is Linda Clemons. We're recording this in front of a live audience. In fact, as I am speaking these words, there are close to 300 Mind Valley members here live with us. So, and we love recording our podcast episodes live because you get so much energy. It's so real. And what I found is that the authors, the guests that we bring on, they are energized by having a live audience. They end up delivering so much more. And then we get to take questions from our audience, from you guys. And, Mind Valley is all about serving our community, our members. And we thought this live model of recording this podcast was the best way to go. Now, keep in mind, today's podcast is about body language. So you may want to watch it on video. If you're listening to this on Spotify or on iTunes, and you find the ideas here interesting, you can watch the video on the Mind Valley channel on YouTube. So head to YouTube and search for Mind Valley. And if you want to become a Mind Valley member, go to mindvalley.com, check out our new website, and check out where we are going. Mind Valley just, it's going to be announced soon. You'll read about it in the press. Mind Valley just raised a large sum of money to take on the Ivy League universities of the world. Our goal is 4 years from now, anyone, anywhere in the world, for under $500 can have the same advantages in life as an Ivy League degree. And to do that, we are innovating on the entire global education system, from how we train people to how they develop mindset, to how we find people jobs, to how we connect people with the right human beings in their lives so they can truly elevate. All of that is now part of Mind Valley All Access. You can enroll immediately. Just go to mindvalley.com. The information is all laid out for you, and click to become a member. Now, let me tell you about our guest today, Linda Clemons. Linda is from Indianapolis. She's a body language expert. She's been all over TV and the web. Her clients and audience include Southwest Airlines, the National Urban League, Nestle, MGM, Major League Baseball, Sodexo, Wells Fargo, Leo Burnett worldwide. She has awards from Home Depot for the National Entrepreneur Award, Woman of Wealth Top Mentor Award, a listing in the United States Congressional Records for community work. And she's just a total badass, an incredible speaker. She came highly recommended. And I'm really excited to get to know her work because body language is one of the most important skills you can learn. Here's the statistic, guys. Do you know that communication is only 30% verbal? This means when you're sitting across the table from someone, whether it's a business meeting or a date, or you're just connecting with a friend, know it or not, only 30% of the communication is happening through the words that you say or that your friend says. 70% has to do with the dance of body language. Yet we don't really learn this. We're not really trained in this. And this is what today's session is about. It's about body language. Linda, welcome to Mind Valley.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much, my friend. And to the wonderful audience who's listening or you're watching this presentation, what he said is so exactly true. So one of my favorite quotes is by Emerson. And it goes like this: I cannot hear what you are saying because who you are being is getting in the way. I'm going to say it again. I cannot hear what you are saying because who you are being is getting in the way. Inez Nin, who French novelist once said, we see things from where we are, but however, the real truth is we see things as who we are. And my granny would say, my late grandma would say, child, I hear you talking, but I don't see you walking. So one of the things we've got to remember, your words can say one thing, but your body language overrules it. It is the first language before the spoken word. Can you even imagine? As a young child, as a little baby, we were able to get all the things that we wanted because we made the sounds, we made the oohs, we made the ahs. We knew when to cry. We cried, someone would pick us up, they would cuddle us. We cried, someone would love on us, they would feed us. And even sometimes as adults, we want to cry to get the same reaction. But your body language is so critical, because here's a soundbite, and I've got 15 years in radio and broadcasting. If you look at and listen to my brother's voice here, he should have been in broadcast a long time ago. But because of that low register, and that register, we're going to talk about the tonality and how important that is, everything in body language. But your body tells the whole message. So let me just tell you this. There was a study well over 50 years ago by Dr. Maharabian on the communication theory. Yes, it may have been challenged. Yes, it was based on intimacy, gathering of one-on-one connection. But this is what he said, and let's do an intimate breakdown. He said that our words are 7% of our communication, 7%. So the question that I want to ask you, are the words that are coming out of your mouth, are they powerful or are they powerless? Are they poison or are they potent? Are they passionate or passive? Just saying the word cancer is feared in over 12 languages. The most revered word in the world outside of your name is mother. What are the words that are coming out of your mouth? Every actor in Hollywood, even now, is waiting for that script with the right words, 7%. Tonality is 38% of your communication. There's a saying that goes, and many of you might have heard it before, perhaps in the United States and even globally, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And my niece is around here, so I'm gonna get a little hip here. I'm gonna do a remix, Vishen. I'm gonna do a remix. It's not just what you say and how you
I want to
say it.
ask a question about that. You're saying the words are only 7%. Tonality
Yes,
is what percentage?
38%.
38%. Okay, so because we have people here from all around the world, could you give us an example of tonality so it really sinks in?
Absolutely, absolutely. So watch this. I'm gonna give you two cases. Listen very carefully to the words and the
Mhm.
tonality. I saw Steve and Sandy at the mall the other day and they were alone. So you're thinking big deal. Second case, I saw Steve and Sandy at the mall the other day and they were alone. Same words, different tone. And even in sales hypnotherapy, the way you use your tone, there's different areas. Extra verbal suggestion, speaking between the lines, and intraverbal suggestion is intonation. And my brother, you master both. So if I say this, if I were you, whatever you do not miss his broadcasts. Do not miss the Mind Valley broadcasts. If you do, your life will change. Wow, simply the tone. That's how powerful it is.
Wow, there's an important lesson there. So let's go further. Please continue. 7% is the words you use. You said 30 something percent.
38% tonality.
38% is tonality. So that's 45% in total. What about the balance 55%?
55% is nonverbal, is your nonverbal communication. So think about this. If you add the 38 and the 55, that's 93%. So your words are a small part. So it doesn't matter what you say, my brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter what you say, your nonverbal will get in the way. It will overrule it. And those are the three critical areas. Now, if you don't mind, may I share the 4 C's that you need to watch for when you begin to analyze or read body language? I want to share the 4 C's with your permission, and the 5 areas with your permission. And I want to, hopefully we can discuss the 3 things that you can do to impact and add power to another human being. So here's the thing, just share a quick story. I have, and I hope I don't look like it, I have not purchased groceries in over 15 years. Notice I'm showing my palms. I'm
Uh-huh.
being honest, truthful, authentic. I haven't purchased groceries in over 15 years. Why is that? What does it have to do with this conversation? Because my guy friends and my girlfriends, every time they have someone new in their life, they invite me out to dinner or lunch as their human lie detector. And so the invite, so I'm gonna tell you a quick story. So one of my girlfriends, she calls me up and it goes like this. Oh, Linda, I was just thinking about you. You were on my mind. And I just want to see how's it going? How's the family? And the first thing I said, who is he? It could be who is she, but I said to her, who is he? Oh, girl, I just want to invite you out to lunch and I want you to meet my new friend. I said, here we go again. I said, now you know, I love fine dining. So we're going to go to my favorite shushu poo poo restaurant. And so here's how it worked. Watch, you're going to love this. So we go to the restaurant. I was already there, sitting in my regular spot. There was a picture of a beautiful painting, a masterpiece there. So I'm sitting there, my beautiful spot. And then she walks in and ladies, we know the routine. Oh, hi, I didn't know you were going to be here. Why don't you come and join us? So I'm sitting there, right? Now watch this. Y'all, you got to love this. So we get to talking and I say to her, watch my face. We have 43 facial muscles. I want you to watch my face. And I said, oh, so tell me, how long have you been dating my friend? Now, what if I would have did my eyebrows like this? So tell me. See, notice even when you do your eyebrows
Right.
like this, your tone automatically changes. So tell me, how long have you been dating my friend? So how long have you been dating my friend? So he tells me, and this is the killer question. So, hey, got any kids? Have you ever been married before? And he responded this way. It's either yes or no. If you ask me, am I Black? If you ask me if I'm African American, I'm not going to go like this. I'm cafe latte. I'm African American. So here's what was so interesting. When I asked him that question, he began to thigh cleanse. Everyone out there, if you're watching me or the sound of my voice, raise your hands up in the air. Raise your hands up like, hey, raise your hands up and take your hands and stroke your thighs. That's thigh cleansing. Now, the reason why that happens, because when you get nervous or you get anxious, chemicals are released from the hands. And that's why you ever shake someone's hands that are clammy, chemicals are released from the hands because you're nervous. And a person has a tendency when they get nervous to thigh cleanse because those self-touch gestures are pacifiers. So when I do jury selection, that allows me to know to say, okay, Linda, unwrap that. Ask another question. You're getting to the heart of the matter. So of course I knew the nervousness, but needless to say, to make a long story short, she's no longer with them anymore because there were signs of deceptions. They only dated for 3 months and I did get to finish my dessert. But I've got to tell you, your body language is so critical. And if you will, I want to give you the 4 areas, which is
Okay.
critical. So the first thing you want to do, and this is your quick course, in reading nonverbal, you want to read them in clusters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you gave me, my brother, a wonderful introduction. Looking like George Clooney, you make it easy for a girl to do a great interview. Because so looking at your face, you make it easy. You make it easy on a girl. So one of the things, if you gave me this wonderful introduction to your wonderful audience, your tribe, what if I was doing the interview just like this? My arms are folded. Now we already know the perception is closed off. There's a timing and a season as to when you fold your arms. So if I'm doing the interview like this, you may log off and says, you know what? I know he brings us great guests, but this one's closed off because I'm closing off the power zone. But watch this. What if I did like this? And the next thing you know, my niece brings me a jacket. Oh, she was cold. But what
Right.
if you prejudge me on the first movement?
So what you're saying is that from the first instance in which we see someone, we're forming judgments. These judgments may be wrong, but we're forming judgments. And so if you had come on and you were doing this, you could have been cold, but the audience here, the 300 people we have, they would have assumed you were nervous and therefore maybe unqualified to teach.
Exactly right. Because they judged me off the first
Mhm.
movement.
And so the
That's why I
lesson
teach my
here,
master students to do clusters.
so I want to, those of you who are watching this live, post in the comments the insight or the lesson you got. What I just got from this is that the first time I'm about to meet someone, whether it's to pitch them a business idea or whether I'm interviewing someone from my company, I got to be acutely aware of my body language in that first few seconds because they're going to form a judgment on me. What did you get out of that? I'm speaking to the audience here. Tell Linda, what was your insight? Go ahead and share it, and feel free to read each other's insights. Linda, you may continue.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So the first thing is clusters. And you are so right, because we prejudge in a world that's diverse and all kinds of cultures. You could prejudge because of my color of my skin, because of my background. You don't even unwrap the package. So watch them in clusters. The second C that you want to be aware of is congruency. What does that mean, Linda? Well, you share the communication theory, the words, the tone, the nonverbal. So here's your soundbite. If all three don't agree, there's a disconnect between you and me. Let me give you an example. Words, tone, nonverbal. Well, thank you so much for inviting me on your program. I'm real excited about being here. Looks like we're going to have some fun. Are you ready to get started? So the word said, looks like we're going to have some fun, but the tone and the nonverbal didn't agree. That's your second signal. If all three don't agree, there's a disconnect between you and me.
Wow. Okay. So that is so interesting. If all three don't agree, there's a disconnect between you and me. This is something I gotta think about. How do we create this congruency? How do we create this agreement? So, and I guess what you're saying is, if there's even a slight variation in any of these three, immediately it creates doubt or fear, or it causes the other person to not trust us as much as they should. Correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then you don't know why. Then you don't understand if you lose the deal. So let's say you're trying to close a sale and you're saying,
Right.
it's the end of the month. This is the absolutely best offer that I can make for you. And then the customer says, are you really being truthful? Is this the best deal? Can I get a little bit off? And you go, this is the best deal. And then your hands come off deck. The word said one thing, now you hit the hands. See, one of the things that I want you to add to these 4 C's as a foundation, you must know a person's baseline. A baseline is who a person is under normal circumstance without any stress. So for example, if you know someone who is jovial and excited all the time when you see them, and then all of a sudden you encounter them again and you say, hey, Linda, how's it going? Hey, it's going good. You'll say, no, you don't sound like it. You don't act like it. And every one of you have called your friends, your loved ones. Hey, what's going on? And they answer the phone. Hey, I'm fine. And you'll say, what's the matter? You don't sound like it, because they're out of baseline. Their words and their tone and their nonverbal are not congruent. If all three don't agree, there's a disconnect between you and me that helps you watch your client. If you ask your client, is this absolutely, if you ask your client, would you like to move forward? Would you like plan A or would you like plan B? How's it look? You think it can work for you and your business? And they do this, watch this, and they do this. Yeah, I think it's good. Did everybody notice what I did? I did a shoulder shrug. Anytime you see asymmetrical movements, anytime you see asymmetrical body movements, do you like the new employee? Do you like the new team member? They're fine. It cancels out the verbal. Wow.
Really?
It cancels out the verbal, because let's watch this. Watch this, everyone. Watch this. So think about this. So you give me some information and I doubt it. So you ready to go with the plan, Linda? Yeah, I think we can move forward. Because it goes to the amygdala, the part of the brain, your amygdala, the part of the brain, also known as the reptilian part of the brain. That's where you house the freeze, fight, flight, and sometimes faint, that part of the brain. And the brain is saying, yo, you don't like this. You don't want to do it. I can't send that message. Even the great actor, Anthony Hopkins, and I think it was in the movie Meet Joe Black, when he was to play a part of a character having a heart attack, the subconscious mind is so powerful. His acting skills were so powerful. The subconscious mind didn't know it was real, and they had to rush him to the hospital. He had to act up on that. The brain didn't know. So whatever you signal the brain, be careful what you speak, because your tongue is connected to the speech center of the brain. It will send that the command. So if you do not believe it, if you do not see it in your mind, you cannot have it in your hand. So the moment that you think about it, you'll be about it. So that's why congruency is critical, because if you say one thing, I love you. I think we can make this marriage work. I really do. Now, I'm not leaning in. You know I love
Mhm.
you. You know I care about you. Look, I'm trying not to fold my arms because I know she said it's supposed to be closed off. And I'm talking to you. Yes, I love you. I want to make it work. But the body is not saying it because the brain knows the truth. That amygdala is the truth brain. It's not gonna lie. So we talked about clusters, we talked about congruency. The other thing is context, which is very critical. I get videotape all the time from large department stores if they're dealing with shoplifting issues. The particular very high-end department store sent me the videotape, and in walked a well-dressed European gentleman, well-dressed, tailored clothing, looked fabulous. Following him was two other young men that walked in. One was Hispanic and the other was African American. They both were wearing grunge. Now, the clothing in that department store did not match, but there was something else that took place. The security team was watching the two guys, bias. But guess what they had on, my friend? They both had on a heavy coat. So I asked the security team, I need to know what day that was, and I need to know the temperature. So I got the information as to what day of the week the video was taken, and I researched the temperature that day. It was 90 degrees. Unless there was some mental things, emotional things going on, why would these two gentlemen walking in the store with the full length coat? That's out of context. If it's
Mhm.
90 degrees, it's out of context. If I'm going to Europe to visit you and I check in with no check-in baggage, no carry-on baggage, it's out of context. So first C, cluster, second C, congruency, the third C, context, and the last C that I want to give to you, and we can ask more questions. And for those that have comments, is, and you are global travelers, so you know, my brother, is culture. So watch this. We talk
Mhm.
about these are
Right.
emblems. These are emblems now.
Yeah.
So in the United States, this means A-OK. But in other parts of the world, it means something else. Late President Nixon stepped off the plane in a European country. He did this, and everyone started booing him because at that particular time, it meant that another man was having intimacy with your wife. If I was in the UK, if I was in the UK, my brother, and I do this, everyone watching, watch. And see, that means money in Japan. Look, Rumiko, see, it means something else. You better know when in Rome, you do as the Romans do. You don't try to stand out, you want to blend in. So if I was in the UK and I'm sharing with you all and I do this, so this powerful secret that I'm sharing with you will transform your life. Remember now, it's a secret between us. And if I do this, that means keep this between us if I'm in the UK. But if I was in Italy and I say to you, you're in trouble. That's what that means. So understand our hands mean a lot. Emblems mean a lot. If I was in India, the head wobble, the head bobble, that means one thing. If I was in Japan or Asia cultures, if I'm doing this, it doesn't mean I agree with you. It means I affirm you. Those are called emblems. And you better make sure that if you're traveling or doing business globally, be it physically or in the virtual space, you understand what emblems mean. Look at the middle finger they're talking about. Look at the panelists, what they're saying. They're talking about the middle finger, Korea, so they know what I'm talking about. Your wonderful global audience.
Okay, so since we have a global audience here, Linda, I want to do something interesting. Is there anybody here, just for fun, who we can make live for 1 minute? I want you to teach us the oddest body language thing in your culture. Okay, just say, I have something. Just type, I have something. So we want to learn like the middle finger thing in South Korea, where they point with the middle finger. In my country, Malaysia, they point like this. It's really weird. But in certain parts of Asia, this is a bad word. It means dickhead. So that can be awkward. What is, okay, so Rumiko says she has something. Rumiko, you have a webcam. I'm going to make you live, okay? So Linda, I love bringing on, our
Yes.
tribe is so cool. I love bringing on
Come
members
on,
of our tribe. So let's
Rumiko.
have Rumiko come on and go live. Rumiko, you're now a panelist. Share with us, Rumiko.
Can we see your face, Rumiko?
Yeah, it's coming up soon. Okay, Rumiko.
Hi everybody, I'm from Japan, Tokyo. It's 1 a.m. here, and I just want to say this one means come, right? In Japan, but I think in the States it means goes off, right? Bye bye. But in
Bye-bye.
Japan, come. So
Oh, it means
actually,
like you're
it means,
inviting someone into your home.
yeah, it's a come
Is
and
it,
join us. Yeah.
That's very cool, Rumiko. Are there any other Japanese gestures that you think are unusual to Americans?
You do this money, right? But this is money.
This means money. In Japan,
Yeah.
this means money?
Money. Yeah.
That is so cool. I did not know that. That's awesome. Well, thank you, Rumiko. That was really, really, really enlightening.
Yeah, I'm delighted to.
Thank you, Rumiko. So
Wow.
we're gonna come back to Linda. Linda, please continue. This is so cool. People are really
I love
enjoying
it. I
this.
love that was
We
great
have
for
340 people live right now.
Wow, loving it, loving it, loving it. And so let's talk about the 5 areas that I want you to start watching for and globally. See, one thing that we share around the world globally is the 7 emotions, from fear, happiness, sadness, that's global. So that's one of the things that when you're having conversations with someone. If someone's happy to see you here in the United States, eyebrow flash, and different parts of the world, it means something different. But when someone's happy, genuinely happy, you could see it in their face. So let's talk about 5 areas of the body I want you to concentrate on for your mini course here in nonverbal communication. The first area is the face. We have 43 facial muscles. We use 37 of them to make at least 27 different expressions. I think as a woman, I think I personally can make 1,000, depends on how I feel. But you've got those beautiful facial expressions, and it's very critical. Quite often we hear sounds, people say, oh, have a poker face. I used to have a friend that used to love for me to go to Vegas with him. I don't gamble, but lots of times I was reading the body language, and one day someone tapped me on the shoulders at a major hotel. They thought that I was reading cards, but I was actually reading the body language. And lots of times poker players or people who are playing cards or gambling, they like to wear glasses, sunglasses. And the one thing you cannot change is your pupils, because when you get excited, the pupils dilate. So you can't control that. The moment that the mind feels that you're excited, you can see that. And that's why if they have a good hand, they don't want you to see their pupils. But the 43 facial muscles are critical. So you're looking at people's face. And for those of you who do presentations and you have, like we can talk monotone, but you could be monoface. And monoface is like this. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much and welcome to the podcast. And we want to make sure you have a great time. See, when the face is blank and nondescript, people cannot feel that energy. They cannot feel your expressions. Babies, until the age of 3 or 4 months, they look at the expressions. That's why you're not supposed to look at a little baby directly in the eye. You look at them above the eye because it could be intimidating. So there's even a whole thing for baby body language, believe it or not. I was on a plane before. I don't even have children. I was on a plane before. The little baby couldn't stop crying. It was a long trip. And I asked the mother, do you mind, if you will, please, if you mind, I love little babies. Do you mind if I can hold the baby? And I held the baby in a way as if the baby was still in the womb. And the baby got quiet. Everyone on the plane, of course.
How do you do this? What is the magic baby touch?
Because the way you hold it, it's through its little neck. It's where you cradle the neck, cradle between its little legs. I wish I had a doll here, between its little legs, and the way the baby is in the womb. And I held it close to my chest. The mother just thanked me. I said, because they need to feel that comfort and that warmth, because they're in a lot of space. Whereas when they were in the womb, they're tightly held. And so it's so interesting, and babies love animation. So if you're animated, they love looking at the face, but be careful looking directly. So that's on the baby thing. But let me tell you the other area, which is very important. And you do this well, my friend. And I don't know if you've been taught this or not. The face and the hands. Back in the Roman era, they would keep weapons under their hands. So I come in peace.
Right.
If a police officer stops you, I don't care where you are in the world, the first thing they're going to say to you, let me see your hands. Show your hands. So the purpose of the hands is to show honesty and authenticity. Look, if I accused someone in this room, everyone in this room, I had some money on this table. Who took my money? And if I accused you, if I accuse all of you, if you didn't take the money, automatically your instinct will go like this. I didn't do it. As to mean, it's not in my hands. But what if you did this? Hands come down. What money? Oh my gosh, it shouldn't even be a question because I can't see your hands. Now, let me tell you about the hands. How many of you outside this wonderful, wonderful forum, how many of you have watched TED Talks before? Because you're constantly learning and transforming. So let me give you a little information. Your top TED Talk presenters, and I'm talking about the ones with the millions and millions of views in that 18-minute span period, use hand gestures over 422 times.
Oh, I read about this. Yes, yes. Right.
And those that are not, who don't do as well, they use under 200, because when we see your hands, you're showing authenticity. Now, let me give you another inside tip. Keep this between the 300 of us. Okay, keep this between us. So here's the thing. Unless you, because my friends use me as a lie detector, right? Wow. Unless you are a sociopath, psychopath, okay? And you could be even a habitual liar. I'm gonna give you a little tip. It's very difficult for an extended period of time for someone who is being deceptive or lying to keep their palms exposed, because it contradicts what the brain is saying. You're lying. And there's another little tip about someone who's being deceptive. So if I ask you, so tell me the story, what happened at 12 o'clock on February the 12th? It was in the morning, what happened? And this is what you're doing. This is what I do when I'm doing jury selection and I'm working with organizations and CEOs, and I'm asking questions, and the person who's being deceptive is going like this. Okay, it was on February the 12th, it's 12 o'clock. They're really still. The reason why they're still, because they practice the words, but not the gestures. Who says, ooh, when I get to this part of the story, let me go like I'm getting deep. Who says, let's do this? Who says, let's practice this? Who says, and then when the doors, they don't do that. They only practice the words. So watch this as you're telling me what happened. And I'm going to say, Vishen, okay, I'm going to say to you. So, and I watch this, I'm going to go like this. Okay, now watch, you notice that I exhaled. Okay, I heard your side of the story. Guess what takes place? I exhale deliberately, because when I exhale, he or she exhales. You know why? Because they are feeling she bought my story. The moment that you exhale, it allows me to go in deeper for along the line of questioning. So after I exhale, you thought I believed you because you were telling the story quickly, because you were thinking as you go along. And then all of a sudden I go like this. Okay, so that's it as stories. Thank you so very much. I exhaled, that I saw you exhale, and that told me something, right? Now watch this. Here's the kicker. I said, I want to make sure that I got everything right. I don't want to miss anything, Katie. I don't want to miss anything. So let's take it from the end. The moment I say, let's take the story from the end, the person who's being deceptive is like this, like a deer in headlights. They're in a part of their amygdala, their brain, the freeze fight flight, like, oh crap, because they liars and people who are being deceptive do not remember the story backwards. They can only tell it.
Wow. Can we use these on our kids?
You can't. But see, let me tell you what I love about kids. Kids are so honest. They are so honest. And so if you say to the kid, mommy wants to know, did you throw the rock and break the window? Their little brains, they can't lie that quick. So here's what they do. They'll say, no, I didn't, but they'll take the little hand, even though the rock is gone, and they hide it behind their back. Oh, mommy wants to know, little Amanda, did you say that naughty word? Ben, did you say that naughty word? What does a kid do? They go like this. No, they're trying to put the word back in. So their body language, the mind knows you said it. So they're trying to retrieve it back. Once the words are out, it's gone, it's gone. But this is what we do as adults. Watch this. Let's say 5 of us are in a meeting. Carlene, you're in the meeting with us. Everybody, we're in a meeting, and there's a person that just left the room. There's a person that just left the room, and there are people that are talking negative about the person. Man, oh man, we need to get rid of this individual. And then all of a sudden, the person walks back in the room. And let's say you said something bad. And all of a sudden you feel that silence where someone walks in the room, you go, what? And a couple of you will unconsciously go like this. Wow. See, hear no evil, see no evil, right? Right. Speak no evil. So when we see no evil, watch what this looks like. When you saw something, just say your best friend was out with someone else, with another person, and it's not their spouse, and you're going, or not their partner. And I'll say, did you see anything that happens? And unconsciously, you'll go like this. Oh, I don't know. Because you can't see, you don't want to see it. The brain knows you saw it. If I said, did you hear anything? Unconsciously, you'll go like this. You'll tug on the ear. Did you say anything? Did you say anything? Did you speak up? The hand will go like this. So that lets me know to follow that line of questioning. That's why the observation is key. Face, hands are critical. Arms. If you're doing presentations, ladies, this goes for you. Men take up real estate in their legs. When men want to own their space, they actually stand shoulder width. Ladies, you don't have to wear a cape to be superwoman. Hold your space, hold your stance. But women, sometimes when someone attacks our ideas, we have a tendency to do pacifiers. Take your hand, everyone. You touch your wrist. And you know how you're standing like this and your hands go like this, like, I want my mommy, I want my mommy. Do not do power presentations like that. The higher the hold, the higher the stress. You steeple, you do your power steeples. You do your power steeple. You speak from the base of the pyramid, your power steeple. You speak from there. That's where your core is. So don't do that. Don't do that. And your legs and your feet are pointed in the direction you want to go. I've been called to jury duty several times, and I want to serve. I want to serve. I really do. So when the defense interviews me, I'm at there, they're asking me different questions. Of course, what do you do for a living? I'm a sales expert, and they say a world-class body language expert. But I need to ask you a few questions. If I'm going to do my duty, and if I'm going to serve on jury duty, I need to know where the witnesses are standing. Well, of course, they'll be sitting in the stand. I said, I can't do my duty that way. Excuse me? What are you saying? I said, because half the language is cut off. I can't see half the body language. I can't see that if they're not folding their arms, I won't be able to see if they do the ankle cross. 93% of you, when you go to the dentist, you cross your ankles as soon as the dentist legs you back. So if they're crossing, I can't see if he's thigh cleansing. Feet are pointed in the direction they want to go. So next time you're in a networking circle, when we get post-pandemic, you're in a networking circle, and you can tell the person who wants to leave, they're facing towards you heart to heart, but their body is slowly turning where their feet are pointed towards the door. Make a note, feet are pointed in the direction the mind wants to go.
I love
So there you have it. Face, hands, feet, arms, legs, you've got it all. Let's play, my brother. Let's play.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up a poll, and the question is, what applications of body language matter most to you? Okay, I'm going to put up this poll shortly. I want you guys to just click on it, and I want to get a sense of what matters most to you, and then we're going to ask Linda to give us some tips for that area.
Absolutely. And if I could see,
so there's business meetings, there's interviewing for a job, there's dating. What else would you guys like me to put in the poll? What else do you think we should check out? There's dating, business meeting, interviewing for a job, deception, deceiving. No. What I mean is, okay, public speaking. Like, who intentionally goes out? I'm going to go out and deceive someone right now. Sales. Okay. Making a sale.
public speaking.
Making a good first impression. Actually, no, making a good first impression is the point of everything, right?
Yes.
Okay,
It takes
interviewing
4 to 7 seconds, by the way.
40, how long?
4 to 7 seconds to make that first impression, and the brain is checking you out for the next 20 to 30 minutes to see if you who you project yourself to be.
Okay, so the poll just launched. Go ahead and vote on the poll. Let's see what is the most popular category. Oh my God, it's a tie between dating and public speaking.
Wow, that's interesting.
Public speaking and dating. Do you see the poll, Linda?
Yes, I see it. I see dating, business, interviewing for a job, public speaking, making a sale, interviewing others. So I don't see what the top numbers are, but I see the poll.
Well, it's pretty much public speaking and dating. That seems to be what matters to people. So it looks like public speaking is winning a little bit over dating. So let's do this. How about, I'd love to ask you, what should we keep in mind when it comes to body language in public speaking? And then I'd love to ask you the same question about dating, making a good first impression.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if time allows, can we have a couple of people on the screen again, if I can just meet them face to face, if you don't mind?
Yeah,
Okay,
I would love that.
I got a surprise for a couple of people if we can get them on the screen. So let's talk about public speaking, because I work with speakers
Okay.
all over the world. One of the things I want you to do, and everyone out there, write down the word tap, like tap dancing, write down the word tap. So the first letter T-A-P. So everyone good, you got it in there? Good, tap. So T stands for truthful, okay? When you are your truthful self, then A, the authenticity will show up. So if you've got truth and you're authentic, and guess what the P stands for? It will show up in the proof. When I work with speakers, one of the things I have them do is to go in early and temper your room. You don't need to be a diva or a divo. You want to go in and temper your room. The reason why, you want to connect and meet people in center stage, stage right, and stage left. So if you are an introvert, and introverts sometimes get petrified being on stage, extroverts just they get up there and go into showmanship. But here's the thing for you introverts, studies show you make some of the best salespeople because you're good one-on-one. So how great it would be for you to go in before the presentation, meet different people. So where you're sitting, stage right, stage left, center stage. And so now you're from the stage and you're doing your presentation and you're speaking from the core. This is very important. I'm going to move my chair so you all can see me here. Okay, so you're speaking from the stage. Remember the hand steeple. And by the way, for those of you doing public speaking and you're doing the virtual public speaking, you want to make sure you're showing as much of your upper carriage as possible. You don't want to be a head on a plate. Look how that looks. You want to show as much as possible. Now, let me tell you about the upper carriage. All over the world, you will see newscasters, their desk, the desk is built to the level of the belly button. That's where a lot of organs are there. We're very vulnerable there. So when you speak from that area, you're opening yourself up and you're being truthful and authentic, because every animal in the animal kingdom covers the belly. We as humans expose it because we walk upright. So that's why the newscaster's desk, look at it tonight when you watch the news, is built, designed for that level to show authenticity. So here's your power steeple, thumbs right here, right here. So when you're speaking, and if you're doing a PowerPoint, whatever it is, you go back to your core to keep you level. So even your click, doesn't matter. Because some people say, what do I do with my hands? Because you're exposing everything. You use your hands to punctuate, to make a point, and to move with purpose. So here's a soundbite, move with purpose. Now, let's say you want to get excited. Everybody put their hands down to the side. You can practice. Put your hands down to the side. And I want you to try to get excited. It's hard to really get excited with your hands down to the side. So here's the deal. When you want to get excitement from your base, you raise your hands. And if you want them to understand a serious point, you bring them down lower. So if you're saying to the audience, if you don't hear anything else, hear this. It lets them know this excitement. And here's a little study for you. People who are clinically depressed do not raise their hands in the air, like they just don't care. Anyone that's clinically depressed, and you could have them in a room, they can be at a big rock star conference, they could be at whatever, they won't raise their hands. So that sends you signs. So one of the things when you're able to do motion, emotion creates motion. So when you're moving around, you want to move with purpose. Some of you says, Linda, I talk with my hands a lot. What I tell you, move with purpose. So if you're in a stadium and there's 10,000 people, you can't do hand gestures like this. Man, it was a really big elephant, because that looks tiny. Your gestures, it was, look at my face. It was huge. And using the art of storytelling. And when I work with my speakers, one of the things I do, I don't like perfect speakers, because no one walking the earth is perfect. So what I'll do something like this. Oh my gosh, what is the actress's name? Oh my gosh, you guys, somebody help me. The most nominated actress in history. She was in The Devil Wears Prada. Who is it? Oh my gosh, thank you. Now look what I just did. I'm the expert. If she's my favorite actress, duh, do you think I would know her name? Absolutely. But what I just did, I allowed the audience to help me. So the audience is thinking, she's cool. She's like
Right,
us. Let
right.
me listen to
It's
her.
real. It's the tapping system you mentioned, Trent. What is the T? I remember the A was
Truthful,
being authentic,
truthful,
truthful,
authentic, and
authentic,
proof.
and proof. By the way, you just made me realize that. So I have a desk, so I can adjust my desk up or down, okay, depending on whether I'm sitting or standing. And I
Oh,
just realized,
wow.
why
Yes.
on earth have I been sitting when I'm doing these interviews? I should totally be standing. I should totally let people
Absolutely.
see my belly and use body language better.
Absolutely. Here's another reason why that's critical. Because guess what? We're in a world right now that people are getting Zoom fatigue. See, the first thing
Right.
you complimented me on was my background. See, ladies and
Exactly.
gentlemen, it's not just your body in the virtual world, the colors that you wear. Blue is very common. It's good for TV. The colors that you wear. If I was doing a motivational presentation, I would have you want people to like you, you wear prints. Colors, bold,
Right.
exciting. So we could do a whole session just on colors and the psychology of colors. My
Wow.
background. See, this
Okay,
is it.
so that was amazing. We got a ton of ideas. 98 people selected public speaking. So we hope you got your tips there. The second biggest group of people, 66 people, want tips for dating. So let's hear this. When we are meeting someone for the first time on a date, what do we need to know about body language?
Oh, I love this. I love this. And so strange is that you all voted on that because I used to do a workshop for C-suite executives titled, and we got to come back and do that another time,
Uh-huh.
21 nonverbal moves that you can do to have the person of your desire totally into you. So one of the
Wow.
things, wow,
That's
look at
the
you.
Mind Valley program.
Yes, 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 yes. So when I used to do that, we've had 3 marriages come out of that one, honey. So here's the deal.
Wait. 3 marriages.
Yes, there's 21 moves that you can do. It's a whole weekend session. So let me just tell you regarding
People are
body
asking
language.
for your book.
Okay, Liz, well, you're gonna help me write it, right? Okay. So
Okay,
let me tell you this.
let's hear this.
Let me tell you this. So always remember this. In nonverbal communication and in dealing with the mind, with the brain, particularly the amygdala, we do not like to touch people who we do not like. We won't do because we're going into the protective mode. So
Right.
the first thing you do is when you see someone that you like or you're attracted to, you make sure that the facial expressions is welcoming. So everyone write this down. Open, the word open like you're opening a door, eye contact, eye, and the other word is lean and beam. So I'm gonna give you a little rap here. Open eye, lean and beam. Open eye, lean and beam. So open. So if I see this handsome gentleman and I'm going like this, wow, it's so good to see you. I don't even have to say a word. The moment that I do an eyebrow flash, the eyebrow flash going up, I'm happy to see you. As opposed if I see you walk in the door, my eyebrows go like this. So if I see someone that I catch, let's say I'm looking at someone across the dance floor and I see them and my eyes go up like this and he sees that, that's a welcoming sign to come in and my body language is open. I got to tell you, ladies, listen up, and men listen up, and men could vouch for me. My girlfriends used to say to me all the time that we can't find anybody to date. Nobody wants to dance with us when we go out to the clubs. So I said to them, I said, okay, it's been a while since I go to the clubs, but I'll go out with you ladies and I'll show you how to get a guy to dance with you. So everyone's sitting, the music is going down, but this is how the ladies are sitting. I don't know if you all can see me. My legs are crossed. Everyone, ladies, you cross your legs, and every fellow out there could tell me. And the arms are folded. What gentleman wants to ask a lady who's sitting at the table to come and dance? No man wants to be rejected, ladies. So all my girlfriends were sitting like this and none of the guys were asking them to dance. So guess what I was doing? The same thing for you would get ready for an interview. I was seat ready. Seat ready means, you ever heard the term when someone goes to a movie? Oh my gosh, it was so good. I was sitting at the edge of my seat. So I was sitting at the edge of my seat. My power zones were open, the throat, the heart, the belly button. And I was sitting at the edge of my seat and I was chair dancing. Look at this. Look at this. Now think of a fishing pole. I'm reeling you in, honey. Reeling you in. Look at you. Look at you. You see me looking at you, then you coming. Next thing you know, 6 guys came over to ask me to dance. And I says, oh my gosh, I can't dance with you all. Toss, toss. Can some of you dance with some of my friends?
This is hilarious. This is awesome. Okay. So since dating was the second biggest category, you're having dinner with someone. You're just meeting someone on a dinner date. What do you need to know when you're sitting across the table with someone, or should they be sitting next to you? What would be your recommendations?
Okay, there should be a first time dinner date. It depends on the level of intimacy. So you're
Okay.
sitting across the table, but here is the thing. The thing that can make a person most uncomfortable, make them comfortable, is when you allow them to talk about themselves. Tell me about you. Tell me what you do. Men love to hear laughter. They want you to laugh at their jokes, whether they're good or not. They love to hear that. And interest. When you show interest in someone, it is very powerful. And if I can give you 3 A's, I don't want to leave without the 3 A's, and hopefully I can talk to a couple of people. 3 A's that can empower another human being. This is so powerful. Please, you guys, listen to this. The first A is give them your attention. Wow. I don't care in the dating. I don't care if it's your a partner, your spouse, your loved one, your kids, the attention. The second A is approval and acceptance. Wow. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We want to be accepted. We want to be validated. And the third thing, the appreciation. When you do that in words and action, watch what happens. You will become a people magnet rather than a people repellent.
So the 3 A's on a date: attention, pay attention to what they are saying; acceptance, accept them for who they are; and what is the third one? Appreciation.
Appreciation.
Okay. Could you give examples? Because I'm getting a little bit lost between acceptance and appreciation. Attention, I get. Could you give examples?
So the appreciation, first of all, how did you know that Chateau La Vie was my favorite restaurant? How did you know that I love roses? And you bought me red roses and yellow roses. How did you know? Oh my gosh, thank you. That's showing the appreciation for the little things we do.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Appreciation, and then acceptance. Explain that.
Okay. So here's the thing: when you accept someone, it says, so let's say you did the blind date and you're looking at a picture, and then all of a sudden, the moment that someone sees it in your eyes that you do not accept them, the deal is dead. The deal is gone. The first thing, little children will look, they'll show, look, daddy, look at my picture. Look at my picture. If you look at the picture, oh, that's nice. If they see in your eyes that you do not accept it, then the opposite of that is rejection. So acceptance is eyes open, leaning in. And ladies, there's a thing called the wet voice. In linguists, call it wet voice. Marilyn Monroe had the wet voice. There's a power in how to use that beyond the second and third date that will have that man totally in love with you, because it massages a part of his brain called the midbrain, that there's a connector that he will have. And it doesn't matter what happens, there's something that you leave with him. So it's so powerful. Even the way you touch the wrist, the way you anchor his on the wrist, the way you touch with permission, and there's safe touch and things to do. Even how you lean in, how you show the suprasternal notch at this area here. Marilyn Monroe would do this in all her movies, and Princess Di, when she became vulnerable, she would show the area of the suprasternal.
As a guy, I'm beginning to understand just how much power women have over us.
Oh my gosh. Can I say hello to one person? I know we got a few minutes left. I just want to see a couple people.
So what type of, so let's bring a couple of people on screen. Now, I just want to say one thing, okay? Now, at the end of this, a lot of you are saying, hey, we want to learn more with Linda. We want to learn more with Linda. When is Linda going to be coming on to Mind Valley? So all of you who RSVP'd for this session on the Connection app, we are automatically going to send you a survey so you can rate Linda and leave your comments. And if you feel this is a program, this is a Mind Valley program that you want to see being created, tell us why. Don't just give Linda 5 stars. Tell us why you appreciate Linda, okay? So log into the Connection app after this, and you should see a survey option where you can give your input. Now, Linda, we'll bring on a couple of guests. What type of request do you have for people whom we can bring on live?
So I want you to just, all I ask you to do is tell me one thing, very short, your name, and one thing that you got out of the session. And then I'm going to share something special with you. If you just tell me one thing, your name, and one thing that you got out of the session, and with your permission, I will share something special with you.
Okay, so I'm going to bring up, so is there anyone, okay, Maria said, me please. So Maria, since you volunteered first, let me bring Maria up. Maria, you got Linda's question. So
can I see your face, Maria? Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to make Maria a panelist. Maria, go ahead. Maria?
Turn your camera on, Maria, and your microphone, please.
And then I'm going to bring on Huma.
There you are. You're beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you, Linda. This is so amazing. And thank you, Vishen, for having me. Linda, I just loved what you said about tap. I will always remember that. And that dating thing was just hilarious. So yes, I didn't know I had so much power over men, but I'm going to use it now.
So can I ask you a question, beautiful? Are you in a relationship?
I am, yes. I'm actually married.
Okay, great. Because what I appreciate about you in your personal life and in business, the number one thing that's important to you, Huma, is loyalty. Loyalty is very important to you in business and relationships. When you love, and may I share with permission? May I share with permission?
Absolutely.
Okay. When you love deeply. When you hurt deeply. And also, if things that are bothering you, one of the things that I want you to remember, this is a quote for you: if it doesn't help you grow, let it go. Because you're very passionate and you can hold on to things. Do you know what I mean? You just have to release it. So a good strategy for you is to journal at night so that you can empty it. Another thing that I appreciate about you, in addition, you're very caring and giving. Going into 2021, there's certain things that you're going to have to say no to, because you normally say yes to everything. You try to please everyone. You try to help everyone. So in 2021, there's certain things that you're going to have to say no to, because if it doesn't help you grow, you have to release it and let it go. When you start something, it's very important for you to finish it. You like to complete it. Yeah, it's very important for you to. So not only I'm reading your body language from the part that I can see, that's why it's critical. So you have to finish it. So if you're working with people that are on your team that are just saying, oh gosh, Huma, we've got to the end of the month. We've got plenty of time. You're going like, oh, let's get it done now. Let's get it done now.
Yes.
Right?
You are. Are you a psychic or what?
I get accused of that. I've been accused. I get accused of my nieces.
From reading Huma's body language on camera.
So Huma, I get accused of that all the time. I get accused. My niece did a presentation not too long ago. She got up in front of the room and says, I tried. I can't lie to my aunt. I can't. But yeah, so that's what I love about you, appreciate about you. You're a hard worker, dedicator, loyalist. But the thing is, when things are bothering you, your assignment is to journal, and to journal at night so that the brain can empty. That's important.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you so much. That is amazing. Vishen, she's amazing. I'm whatever.
Huma,
I mean,
Linda,
please.
I just filmed that. Can I just share that on Instagram? Because that was amazing. Huma, could I get your permission to share that on Instagram?
Yes, please. That is amazing. I'll share it with my team at work.
What's your Instagram, Huma?
Huma252.
252. And Linda, what's your Instagram?
My niece, she's upset with me. I don't have an Instagram. I'm sorry.
What? What?
No, my niece, I know, because it was hacked. It was my Instagram that I had was hacked, 3 or 4 times?
Okay. Well, so you just created so many fans. Like honestly, guys, let's give some appreciation to Linda. I've never seen a speaker like bring in so much energy that I want to kick away my chair. I want to stand. I want to play some James Brown right now. And
I feel good.
Yeah, there's just so much energy in the room. And look at how excited everyone is. Huma, thank you. Linda, you want to do it with someone else?
Yes, do someone else. Yes. And I hope when after post-pandemic, Vishen, that maybe I could come to the live event, because I bet the energy in the room.
Oh, yes.
Because I know in Puerto Vallarta, how it was wonderful there. I was in the audience, believe it or not.
You were in the audience where? When
I think it was in Puerto Vallarta when you had the one event.
What?
A few years
You were at our event in Puerto Vallarta? I had no idea.
You never know who's in our midst.
You never know how powerful Mind Valley parties are. Okay,
yes.
So who would like to go next? Huma, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mwah.
Okay, so many people are volunteering. Okay, I'm gonna pick.
Now,
okay, slow down, people. Slow down. I am. Okay, so to volunteer, you must have a webcam. Okay, you must have a webcam. You must have a mic. It's important. I am okay. Hillary Wilmer. Hillary Wilmer, you are up next. Hillary, you are now a panelist. Okay, Hillary, I'm giving you permission to start your video. Let's go. Hi, Hillary.
Hey, Hillary.
Thank you, everybody, for having me here today.
How are you?
Very good. Super excited I got to join this today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So tell me the one thing that you got out of this.
I noticed, or what I took in was when we were talking about people's facial expressions when talking. I've been doing Toastmasters for about 3 years. Like you were talking about the vulnerability of the belly, like I hide behind my lectern. I don't move around a lot yet. And I appreciate it when people do, you know, they can get out there and walk, and I'm still very frozen. And
Are you an ambivert or introvert trying to be an extrovert? Which one are you?
I'm pretty in between, I feel.
Okay, so you're ambivert. Okay, so let me ask you this. One of the things that I want you to work with, and I know you're doing it at Toastmasters, I want you to start working on practicing your tonality, because otherwise you'll come across in your presentations as just as a matter of fact. Okay, by nature, you know, Hillary, even though you're good at keeping secrets, you know that, right? You're good at keeping secrets. You're very good at keeping secrets. And the thing is, you don't tell everything that's going on with you to everyone else, because they have to earn the right to be in your circle. You just don't do that, because it's part of an insecurity and a fear of being judged or losing control or anything like that. But for some reason, you are a good listener and people can dump stuff off on you. They can tell you stuff. They can, hoping that you can fix things. You just get all that. And you could be going through heck and no one knows it unless they're in your inner circle. And to be in your inner circle, I can't just meet you for a day. It may take a few years for you to trust me. Does that make sense? It take a few years for you to be able to reveal, because you just don't reveal everything about you. Now, one of the things I want you to remember, I think it was Stephen Covey that said, keep the main thing, which is the main thing, because you have a tendency to kind of like multitask, put a lot of stuff on your plate. You know what I mean? You got a lot of stuff going on. You got a lot of stuff going on, girlfriend. You got a lot of stuff going on. So you got to focus on the main thing, which is the main thing. Multitasking was meant, and Bishop probably can verify, for the computer industry, not for us. You want to focus on the main thing and keep that the main thing. The other thing is that work on just the people around you that may not move as quickly as you do or as fast as you want. Hillary, work on your little patience. Do you know what I mean? You gotta work on your patience, girlfriend, because if you don't, it shows in your face. Now, you just did with your mouth, you just did this, lip compression. So when I see lip compression, there are times that you may be wanting to say something because you can be quick lip. You know, because if you have something to say, you have no problem saying it, getting it out, girl. You'll get it out in a minute. So when you did lip compression, that told me like, oh my God, not only is Linda saying it she's on the money, but you know, you have no problem speaking up. So you have to be careful and watch the tone of your words that may come out, because you may not be intending it to hurt anyone, but it may come out in the tone that like, man, you hurt my feelings. And why did you say it like that? And you just wanted to get something done. You know what I mean? So be aware of that, Miss Hillary. And I want you to practice. So here's what I want you to say. It's going to be, and this is a little practice for you, and it may be a little stretch. So you got to get in your mindset. I want you to say these words here. I want to listen to my voice, and I'm going into my wet voice. I want to flow like the river.
I want to flow like the river.
See how you got the control? You just said, I want to flow like the river. So there's another thing that you have, darling, is a control issue. You know what I mean? Because you're used to running things, being in control and handling. You're good at doing that. So you've got to let that empathy come out of you. I want you to say, I, like you're singing, I want to flow like the river.
I want to flow like the river.
Okay, you're getting better. And I want you to start practicing that because it allows you to be playful and have some variation in your vulnerability and your presentations. And it allows you to be human. Okay? So work on your patience. Work a little bit on that little temper. Okay? I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to say it. But, and know that Linda loves you and Linda's watching. Okay? Thank you, Hillary.
Wow. Wow. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's awesome, Hillary. Linda, what do you read about me?
So first, look, should I do this on the air here? Okay, first of all, I'm like my grandmother used to say, always be aware okay. One of the things that I read about you is this. Number one, you are a natural, a strategist. You're a strategist. Automatically, your brain works like a computer. Just like those that are computer analysts, engineers, or whatever. I don't know, but you're a strategist. You are extreme visionary. So what happens is when you share a vision, sometimes you've got to make your vision can be so deep that some people cannot even imagine it because you're over here and folks are still there. But what captures them in the movement with you is your energy and your personality. And the other thing is that you work your voice register. You work that register. You notice, ladies, that we love the deep register. Do you know, well over 25 or 30 years ago, women were trying to get surgery on their vocal cords to lower the register. You don't even hear high registers of women in radio because men can only hear up to so many octaves. So that register resonates with the heartbeat and the sound. So you've got a lot of energy and a lot of power. Now, here's the thing. What you have to, from Mind Valley and for mind transforming, you have to balance that because what too much is given, much is required. You are the tank and everybody's pulling from you. That's why it's always good when you have to go back and replenish yourself. Your mind is constantly going. Vacations are a must for you. Relaxation is a must for you. It is a requirement for you because you can wake up in the middle of the night with an idea and start going at it. So there's the time that you have to take your time down so that the world can have the best of you and it won't burn out. Okay? Because we all used to seeing you at your high octane level. And then only those, because you're in show business, all business is show business. All business is show business. And so you as a leader, it's kind of like you've got to have your errands in place. And I'm speaking from Moses. Moses, even when his arms got tired, Aaron had to raise his arm up so that the people could see it. You've got to make sure you've got good errands around you because as a leader, you have to be replenished. You have to be replenished. And in order for you to have the peace within you, you can't let things take a piece of you. And so I see a future for you in social justice, because it's coming across in you, in your voice. There's a social justice movement. There's a little Martin Luther movement. There's and even politics. And I could be wrong. And there may be once in a thousand years have I been wrong, my niece, maybe once. But and so it's coming across that your voice, because you have a voice and you're an influencer, you have a voice. So there's a social justice calling that's rising up in you. So, I mean, you've got a lot of areas to have world leaders around you and to be able to transform a nation that's in you. But the key is you have to take care of you. And that's very critical. So you do that. You do that in your health. You do that in your mind. You are doing that because so many people depend on you.
Thank you, Linda. That's so beautiful to know. Sorry, camera just went out of focus. Let me get this back on. So beautiful to know. That was so enjoyable. This was amazing. So thank you.
I hope I was right. Was I on the money with you? Was I on the money?
Yeah, especially the one on social justice, because I'm so outspoken in terms of politics wherever I am, and I'm such a social justice warrior. My business card doesn't say CEO, it says CEO activist. I dedicated my last book to Martin Luther King.
You're kidding. I didn't know any. My niece just went shocked. I didn't even know that. Did I use Martin? I didn't even know. So here's what's so interesting is that is in you. And by the way, for those that are listening who are working regular jobs and you're entrepreneurs, always remember this: your job is what you're paid for, but your purpose is what you're made for. So your purpose will continue on.
I love that. You are such an amazing teacher. Linda, this has been insanely fun. You blew away my expectations in terms of your style, your presence, your charisma, how you teach, and the audience loves this. I can honestly say this is one of the best interviews I've ever done over the last several years, honestly. So I hope to see more of you on Mindvalley. Thank you so much. And I'm so grateful to, I think it was JJ Virgin who introduced us.
Yes.
This is amazing.
I love JJ.
Amazing. So thank you so much, Linda.
Group hug, everybody.
Yes. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Thanks for being Mindvalley All Access members. Those of you watching this on YouTube or listening to this on the Mindvalley podcast, don't forget to become a member. It will completely transform your life. Go to mindvalley.com, check it out, enroll, join our membership. Every week right now, we're releasing a new innovation. Every 2 weeks, we're releasing a new program. All of this is just $2 a day. It's the single best thing on the planet you can spend your money on. I don't care about iPhones or the Tesla car. I bet you Mindvalley is the most valuable thing you can spend your money on. So go enroll. It's $2 a day. That's it. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, all of you, for tuning in. If you enjoyed this, if you have any great stories about your Mindvalley All Access experience, please share it with us. Go to stories.mindvalley.com. Stories.mindvalley.com. Share your story. And thank you, Linda.
Thank you.